Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be making some homemade gumbo, the easy way. Let me show you what we're going to have today. We're going to be utilizing these seasonings. We're going to be using Savoy's roux, dark roux. Of course, you can make your own roux if you like, but today we're doing it the easy way and the best tasting, most natural tasting roux that you can find, in my opinion, is Savoy's roux. We're going to be using chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken thighs. We're going to be using Guidry's Creole seasoning. Once again, you could go and chop up all the seasoning that you want and get everything together. But I choose to use Guidry's today because it's a little easier. I don't have to chop anything. I can use it, and it has everything that you want in it. We're going to be at the end putting in snow crab legs. We're going to be using Cajun smoked sausage, the hot and spicy. And to me, it's a real good natural taste, not too much grease, just perfect. We're going to also use what they just came out with, which is a Cajun's pork venison, which is a little deer mixture. And when I say really good in a gumbo, I'm talking you will enjoy it. And of course, we're going to use our turkey necks. I'm going to go ahead and get everything prepped up. And after that, we'll come back and show you how everything goes. So, you want to go ahead and get your gumbo pot with some water. And I normally like to fill it to about 3/4 of the way. Because once you're going to put all the other things in it, it's going to actually rise the water, and you don't want to have it full, then the water's going to come out. So what I normally do is get my water to a roaring boil. And when it gets to that point, then I'll start adding the seasoning. And of course, it's to your taste. But don't think you're putting too much, because it is a gumbo. All right. Cayenne pepper. Okay. I'm gonna put in a little bit of black pepper. Remember, this is a Creole gumbo. You want this to taste good. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna smell it. If it smells like it's got good seasoning, it probably is. And mix that all up pretty good. Then you're gonna go in with your Guidry seasoning. Your sausage. Now, of course, I didn't cut up the whole box of sausage, but I just did probably about half of that box. All right. And last, not but least, for the beginning of the mixture, you're going to put in that Savoy roux. That rascal is good, I'm telling you. Now remember, when you put this roux in, you got to mix it up until it's completely dissolved. Because what will happen is, if you don't, it'll be all clabbered at the bottom until later, and you're going to taste it inside your gumbo. You see how it looks? Nice and creamy. I used one of the big cans, big containers worth. And I just basically put it all in there. Sometimes it's a little hard to get all the way at the bottom of the jar, but you're gonna get all that goodie out of there. Like I said, I mean, you can use any brand of roux that you choose. You may like a different brand than I do. Like I said at the beginning, it's basically, this is to my discretion. This is what I like. But everybody can be different. And if you have some other ones, you can definitely put it inside the comments. I'd be happy to try them out and see what it's all about. And all you want to do is continue to work this in there until every little bit of it is dissolved. So when you pick up your spoon, you shouldn't have anything at the bottom. Boy, I could tell you right now, it's starting to smell good. It's already smelling like a good old gumbo. I like to clean up as I go, so you know, everybody's different, but as you do it, I usually clean up my mess as I go, so at the end, it's not so much to have to worry about. I'll be right back. All right, so now that we got everything in there and it's back to a pretty decent boil, we took it down a couple of notches, so we didn't have it on high anymore. I put it at about 7 or 8, give or take. Because if you put it too high, it'll start boiling so much it'll come right back out. Anyhow, right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our turkey necks. Now the reason why we put our turkey necks first, before we put any of the other meat, because sometimes it takes a little longer for the turkey necks to cook. So what I'll do is I take those turkey necks, if they're long, you're gonna break them. Of course, wash your hands, make sure everything is clean. But you're gonna break them, and once they're broken, you're just gonna pass your knife underneath, cut it, drop them in there. Do the same thing until you finish. Now these are a little bit smaller turkey necks, so they're not going to take as long to cook. But there you go. And once you finish handling food like that, I like to wash my hands again to make sure everything stays clean. I'll be right back. All right, so we've already boiled down our turkey necks for a good little while. Everything is starting to almost be finished cooked. I already started washing and putting in my chicken. And so basically, remember I told you, as you add it, it's gonna raise that level of the juices. So as you add it, it's gonna continually raise until you get almost to the top. So that's why you have to start with just a little bit of water, probably about 3/4 of water, because the weight of all the other stuff that you're adding to it is going to raise it up just a little bit more. All right. So basically that's how you do it. I like to kind of move it around in there a little bit. Get everything kind of mixed up. As you can tell, that gumbo is coming along real nice. The color is there, the smell is there, everything is good. And as that's continuing cooking, of course, we're gonna put our snow crabs right at the end. You never put your snow crabs too early. You never put your shrimp in too early, because then what it'll do is it'll start rubberizing basically. So you put it at about 10 minutes before you finish with everything. The approximate time of cooking on a gumbo, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, give or take. You could do it even in a lesser time, but I like to take my time and slow cook everything so everything starts to melt and gel together. All right, we'll be back in a little bit and I'll start working on the potato salad and show you how I do my potato salad. Okay, now we're going to get into our potatoes. I started peeling some of the potatoes. Of course, you wash the potatoes, and as you peel them, what I normally do is just I'm kind of old school. I don't go through the old way of doing it. But I just cut it back, cut the skin back. And then when you're finished, I cut it up and put it in the water. All right, and as I got finished with the potatoes that we're going to be utilizing for our potato salad, and I put some fresh eggs in there straight from my barn and my chickens. What we're going to do is we're going to wash our rice, get everything nice and clean. So we're going to start cooking our rice while the potatoes are going. And once the potatoes get nice and soft and the eggs are boiled, Then we're gonna come back and start mixing for our potato salad to go with our gumbo. Our gumbo is looking really, really good. Matter of fact, it's just about done. The meat is starting to tenderize really, really nice. And I'm about ready to drop the crab legs and the shrimp in there. It's the last thing we do just before we pull it off the fire. All right, I'll be right back. All right, everybody. So we just got finished boiling all our potatoes and our eggs. We put everything in there. We're just gonna use a spoon to kind of chop everything up. Kind of get everything kind of mixed up. A lot of people like to really mash it, but I don't. My wife kind of likes it where it's kind of just broken up basically and not so mashed up. So I do it kind of like how she likes it. We're gonna put some mustard in there. I just put enough to, depending on how much my size is, I'll probably add some more later. About how many potatoes I have. A little seasonal. A little mayo. All right. And then we're gonna put some relish in there. All right. We're just gonna give that a good mixing. I wanna make sure everything is mixed up really, really good. And of course, once you finish mixing it all up, you might have to add a little bit more. You just add it to your taste. The way you like it is the way you need to put it in there. Now the gumbo is all done, ready to go. And all we gotta do from this point is serve it up and do a little bit of eating. I'll show you the end result when everything is all said and done. And as you can see, the potato salad is getting mixed up pretty good. And like I said, if it's a little bit too dry for you, you want to make it a little bit more wet, put you a little bit more mayo, and a little bit more mustard, a little seasoning if you need, sweet relish, and then you're ready to go. All righty. Well, all right. Everything has been done. It took about approximately 3 hours. I took my time and did what I needed to do with it. The way you prepare it is you put your little bit of rice in the bowl, all right? And then what I like to do is just get my meat first, whatever that's gonna be. All right. And I put that in my bowl first, a little shrimp and whatnot. You can tell the meat is falling off the bone. That's the way I kind of like it. Everybody have a different thought about it. And you take that juice and you fill it on up in that bowl. Okay. And this is what it's gonna kind of look like right there. Now if you can see it. All right. Now I'll put it on my plate. And give me one of those crabs out of there. Put that on the side. And I like to get me a little spoon for that potato salad. And you remember that potato salad? Like I said, you're gonna tweak that potato salad the way you want it. But that's the way I like mine's looking right there. And you're gonna put just a little bit on the side. And guess what? There you go. You got a little Creole dinner with a little potato salad, crab legs, you got shrimp, you got chicken, you got turkey necks, sausage, the whole 9 yards. Hope you enjoy it. Bon appetit.